Okay, in this video, I will explain to you on how to find out I1 and I2. So the goal is to find out what is I1 and then what is I2 here. I2 is the current that pass through this loop here. So this is I2 and this is I1 here. And we will use mesh analysis. And I will break it down step by step. And the first step that we need to do is to label all the loops. But then we already given by the problem, this is loop I1 and this is loop I2. So we can skip this first step because we already given the loops. Okay, now let's do the second step, which is to do Kirchhoff voltage law or KVL for all unknown loops. Okay, we already know that I1 is unknown and then I2 is already unknown too. So we need to do KVL for both of the loops. Okay, let's do exactly that. The first one will be KVL at loop I1. KVL at I1. What does KVL say? KVL said that the sum of the voltage in a loop will equal to 0, right? But here we have to be very careful about the sign of the voltage, right? For example, here in this 6-volt voltage source, the current will flow like this, right? Because this is clockwise, the current in this component will be like this, right? And here the current is flowing from the negative terminal to the positive terminal. Because it is flowing from the negative terminal, we have negative sign. And then the magnitude is 6 volt. We are looking for voltage, and this is already voltage, so we can just write 6. So this one will be minus 6. Good. And we have done for the first component. Now let's move on to the second component, which is this 14 ohm resistor. So I will have plus 14. But then this is resistance. We need voltage. To get voltage from resistance, we need to multiply it by the current. And the only current that pass through this is I1. So I will have 14 I1 here. Okay, now let's move on to this 5 ohm resistor here. And we can play the same game here, plus 5. But then we need to multiply it by the current to get voltage. However, there are two currents that pass through this 5 ohm resistor. This I1 going down and this one here from I2 that is going up there. But here currently we are working on I1, right? So I1 came first. So we will have 5 I1. Good. But then here I2 is flowing to the opposite direction. So we have minus I2. And again, the same story for this 5 ohm resistor, right? Because I1 is going down and I2 is going up. So we will have plus 5, then multiplied by I1, and then minus I2. Good. And all of that will equal to 0. Okay, now let's simplify things here. I will have minus 6 plus 14 I1. And then I think I can merge this one into 10, right? So we'll have 10 I1 minus I2. And that will equal to 0. And then we can have 14 I1. And then plus 10 I1 minus 10 I2. Okay, and then we can move this minus 6 to the right hand side, so we will have 6. And then we will have 24 I1, then minus 10 I2, and that will equal to 6. And I think nothing that we can do from this step, so we can save this as equation number 1. Good. Now what can we do here? We can do another KVL, but this time at loop I2. Let's do exactly that. KVL at I2. Again, KVL said that the sum of the voltage will equal to 0. And I think I need to move this slightly to the left, right? Because I need some space. And maybe some line here. Good. Let's start from this 5 ohm resistor. Okay, similar to previous. So here we have 5, but two currents that pass through it, I2 and I1. But currently we are working on I1. So this time currently we are working on I2. So this time I2 came first. So we'll have 5 I2. And then here I1 is flowing to the opposite direction. So minus I1. Okay, move on to the next component. Same story here. So we will have plus 5. And then I2 came first. So we'll have I2 and then minus I1. Good. Now let's move on to this component here. The current will looks like this. It's going to the right? Because the loop is clockwise. So we'll have plus 10. And then the only current that pass through it is I2. So I will have I2. Then let's move on to the very last component of this analysis, which is this 5-volt voltage source. The current will flows like this. And here it flows from the positive terminal. So we will have positive sign here, plus. And the value will be 5. All of that will equal to 0. Good. Now let's simplify things. 5 plus 5 is 10. So we can simplify this into 10 I2 minus I1. And then we will have plus 10 I2. And then plus 5, move it to the right hand side. I will have minus 5. Good. Now let's do distribution on this 10 here. So we'll have 10 I2 minus 10 I1 and then plus 20 I2, not 20, why 20? Plus 10 I2 and that will equal to minus 5. So we can rearrange things and we will have minus 10 I1 and then plus 20 I2 and that will equal to minus 5. Let's save this as equation number 2. Good. So now we have 2 equations and 2 variables. We should be able to solve the equation, which is exactly the third step, which is solve the equation. But then our slide is full. Maybe let's clean up it first. Okay, now we have 2 equations and 2 variables. We should be able to solve it. And I think I will use the fastest way to do it, which is to use calculator, right? Because usually in circuit analysis course, you can bring your calculator to the exam. So why don't just use it, right? And let's set our calculator here. Let's set this up as equation solver, which is number 5. And we have 2 variables, which is number 1. And we have given this blank matrix here. What we need to do is just to plug in all the coefficients. So for the first equation, we will have 24 I1. And then minus 10, right? Minus 10 of I2. And then 6. Good. And then for the second equation, I will have minus 10. And then 20. And then minus 5. Okay, so we will have X value here, or this is the I1 value, which is this value here, 0.1842. 0.1842. Okay, so I1 is 0.1842. And the unit here will be in ampere, and I think it will be neater to write it in milliampere, right? So I1 is equal to 100 milliampere. And this is the one value that we are looking for. And then I2 is the Y value here. And let's convert this to decimal. So we will have minus 1578 or minus 1579. Okay, I2 is equal to minus 0.1579. And the unit here will be in ampere, or in milliampere. It will equal to minus 157.9 milliampere. Good. And this is the second value that we are looking for in this equation. So we have achieved our goal here. I1 and I2 is this value and this value here. Hopefully I did not make any mistakes in my calculation. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.